What we realized with ZenMaid is that if we just do one or two calls, it's not going to get all this information out of our heads in a way. In this case, it's mainly Amar's head because he knows the users best compared to me and many people in the team because of all the experience that he has. And he's been a ZenMaid service owner himself. So the way that we work was through many calls, and we did collaborative design. Actually, that's something that we're doing more and more in ZenMaid, where we are going to design the feature, or in that case, the website together. And through this process, we discuss again and again various topics. And one of them is positioning. So if we take the example of the hero section of the website, we highlighted below the subtitle that it takes only 5 minutes to set up, no technical skills are required. So this is an anxiety point that many people have, and Amar pointed out through these calls. So through this collaboration, we realized that this is a thing that we need to emphasize more and more on. The made by service owners is another one.
So I think what Jim said about meeting quite often and it not being me just setting the vision at the beginning and then Jim going and doing the entire thing, it was much more faster feedback loops. So like Jim came to us with a nice idea for like the current hero image, and we ended up going back and forth over what exactly those three elements that are all in the hero image. We went back and forth about what we wanted those to actually show, because that's going to affect what people are going to think. And so when Jim came to us with the design concept, I was able to look at that and go, oh, that's really cool. But actually, I think it's more important that we show like a simple calendar rather than a screenshot of one of our invoices, for example. And if we're going to show a mobile phone, it should show this. And how can we make it so that even just visually it communicates even more?
ZenMaid is a tech product. And for me as a designer, I've been looking into a lot of tech websites, and I thought that we should sell the product a lot. That was a belief that I had. And I realized that I didn't know the audience of ZenMaid that well. That's why I thought that this was the right way to go for it. And through these calls, for example, Amar said, hey, Jim, I see the beauty of having like product shots and showing the product and so on. But this is not the type of audience we're selling to. They're not like techies that are all about the UI and the details and so on. They're actual made service owners that don't have high tech expertise, let's say. So showing photos that they can relate to is really important. In our case, for example, it's a female audience. So putting a photo of a maid service owner in the front was a decision that came out of this collaboration. And imagine if we would do one call every 2 weeks, I would have this belief that we should show screenshots. I would design a hero section. I would spend 2 weeks to finalize, and then I would review with Amar. And then he would just tell me that, hey, this is the wrong direction for this and this reason. And then we would actually lose 2 weeks because we worked on the wrong design specs. But with these collaborative sessions, this is a mistake, let's say, or a wrong direction that we spotted just in a few days. So that's a good example of how it can be more efficient, and also how it can make the quality better. A nice outcome of the many design calls is that you develop a bit of a vibe with the other person. One thing we do at ZenMaid is remote retreats. The whole team comes together at a location, and the more one-on-one time you spend with people, the deeper you go into the relationship that you have with them. So for me and Amar, it's been really cool that we just become better and better teammates. And talking about freelancing and service providers and all this stuff, by collaborating more with the client, you develop more of a relationship of being a teammate with the other person, not client and provider, where you deliver reports about results, you review changes and so on. You just act as a team and you build stuff together. And everybody has their own responsibilities as well into that process. But yeah, it makes the whole thing more human and creates a team vibe as well.